itself and can only be killed by being stabbed in the weak spot on its left leg that just so happens to look like a small ruby or some shit. I really don't like cats, okay. Evil Mole King controlling a small village. Dwarves are the only ones who know how to navigate the giant mole tunnels and save the village by defeating the Mole King. I think we're getting some good pieces here of stuff. How about you for a treasure, a magic staff whose only power is that it can balance perfectly on anything. That's a funny concept. I did not draw that line. What are you doing? Stop. Please. An old man who once every 48 hours remembers he is a great king and becomes a snob, then forgets and goes back to being a hobo who kills everyone with one touch. I don't know about that. Anything that's overpowered is actually not going to be very entertaining. A hell portal. But that's the plot of Doom. You could definitely have robot stuff. Last idea, you start to out and get a Pausaurus pet raptor, and he goes to the dungeon with you and you level him up and give him things to be stronger. And a twist ending where you get to the end and fight a mini boss that pisses off your Pausaurus, and he goes into a rage, attracting you and attacking you. Okay, it's gone. Yeah, the Co-theme played randomly, automatically. That almost never happens. It's a good song, though. We'll let it play. Mothra. A wand of memes. Yeah, I don't know. Could all be elves? It's an interesting idea. I don't know what the reason is that we always play dwarves. That's a Rob thing. Proto Swaggins. Interesting. Interesting. I think chat's going by too fast for me to go back and get stuff. Soup. If you want to just post it again, that's fine. Although, stuff's moving too quickly generally for me to really, like, catch things that are too lengthy to read. Leave town. Search for supplies for your village. While you feel a strange sensation come over you and your party. Finds a seemingly abandoned castle. You enter searching for supplies your village needs. In short, castle overrun with various mobs, and the boss battle is a battle against the king and queen in the throne room after you find rare treasure under the king and queen's throne. You know what might be an interesting idea for that? And I mean, I like a lot of ideas that have come up here. That makes me think of another idea of perhaps it's that's a good idea. Like, you could have a kingdom of the undead, maybe work that in, you know, where there's a nearby kingdom that was, you know, destroyed by some event, and so the entire kingdom is populated with the undead and various ghouls and things like that. But it still has, like, that hierarchy of, you know, soldiers and king and queen, but the king and queen would be like these special bosses, and maybe some other, you know, I don't even know what you call them. Not employees, but like, you know, important people who would live in a castle who could be like mini bosses as well, or other interesting characters. And the castle contains something that, you know, whatever your motivation is, you have to get it back, or you need something for your village that you, whatever. Probably the inverse of the, you know, the place that you're at. So probably some sort of antidote or prevention of becoming undead that you can bring back to your own village. Something like that. I'm not drawing much. I don't really I don't really know what to draw. I'm kind of envisioning a Castlevania style castle in my head, where it's got like that black silhouette of a castle perched at the top of a mountain. That kind of crap. Crazy spires and those fucking, I don't even remember what they're called. They're buttresses and stuff like that, and archways. And it's like just sitting on top of a craggy mountain. One unfortunate aspect to the way that we do this is that we don't really have... this also reminds me of Vampire Hunter D. Some moon there in the background. I'm just sketching, I'm not like seriously drawing, in case you haven't noticed it. That looks like shit. We don't have really any vertical area to work with. So whenever we do a dungeon, it's all going to be like top down, you know. So stuff like where it takes place is going to be kind of irrelevant, because it's all going to be like connected rooms like this, where there's a room and a hallway and then a room. You know, maybe some things with some more advanced features, but drawing... I mean, it's fun to just draw out ideas and whatever. But, that's just something to keep in mind, that we won't really have any of this kind of... We won't have any way of conveying something like this, you know what I mean? Boss battle idea with Cobot. N's laptop. Curtain unnoticed. Puppet thing. Interesting. But I think that might be considered a little too much of an endorsement in this case. Funny idea, though. Technomancer. I will say, though, that even though some of these things won't be able to be conveyed in the actual game that we end up doing, or the campaign, or whatever it is, it's probably still not a bad idea to like go beyond the Call of Duty in terms of hashing out... Oh god, I said Call of Duty. Hashing out these ideas in more detail, even though they'll be sort of watered down by the time they get into the campaign. Sicko. Every time he sneezes, it freezes all enemies in the vicinity for a short time. It might be funny, since I sneeze so fucking much, if I happen to sneeze on the stream where it's actually heard over the mic, then somehow that triggers an ability. It's not a bad idea. We try to play off of make abilities that are based around our common mannerisms. Kind of like a drinking game almost, where like whenever Justin accidentally says, wow, maybe something bad happens to him. Something like that. Well, the origami killer. We do have to kind of avoid things that are in-jokes to us, because it's not going to be relevant to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? We kind of, in that's one of the few things where it's probably not going to be a good idea to base ideas around that kind of stuff, because those are inside jokes that nobody else is going to get. Also, as long as it's not being excessively spammed, it's okay for people to repeat stuff tonight, because I'm not going to see everything the first time that it's chatted. So don't jump down people's throats, unless they're doing it way too quickly. I don't know how to govern that, or how to judge when it's too much, but well, that's the one thing we can't say screw everyone else about, though, because it literally just isn't going to be relevant to the viewers. Like, the stuff that we're doing here has to be something that translates into relevancy for people who have no idea about in-jokes of the cohorts. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a rip against the fact that that we have some jokes, or that it's not funny or something like that. It's literally not going to be relevant to the people who are probably, most of the people who are going to be watching URealms live. So it's just, that's something that I have to concern myself with, that's all. we could flip it on its head and we're all undead invading a living kingdom and kill all the living people. I'm just reading a lot. The campaign doesn't officially start until Justin dies. Yeah, I don't think we were going to do that. But that's funny.
You are a guard, one of men clones. Your own dialogue is, this is Winland, due to lazy programmers.
I was not expecting that. Oh, goodness. So, I guess I should explain what happened just now. So, Stream Tip, which I've used forever. Oh. Goddamn monitor capture. Hold on a second. Stream Tip, which I've used forever, has added text-to-speech, and I turned it on to try it, and we didn't get any donations for a long time, so I kind of forgot about it. It's also not set up right to do the proper amount minimum, so the notification didn't come up, but the tip got read anyway. That was from Nate 1717 Ballin, and he said, "You are a guard, one of many clones. Your only dialogue is, this is Winland due to lazy programmers." And it was for $3. But now I have to update my API key. If I can. Yes, I can. and that voice was pretty terrible, so I'm going to change it to something less terrible. And it also has stuff to prevent character spam. Let me set the amount to the right amount. Well, I thought that was in here, but maybe it's not. It appears it isn't. But where the fuck would it be? Okay, I think it's all fixed up now then. There we go. And I changed the voice to the default one, which hopefully will actually be understandable. But thanks for finally somebody doing that so I could hear what it sounded like. Oh, so ideas. A mythical brothel in which you must fight the urges of the different types of sexual situation. If you make it to the boss, a flower that vaguely resembles a vagina named Giorgio Keith, and defeat the boss, you find the elixir of sexual youth. Oh my goodness. There's no knowing at the moment whether or not I'll be using the same character in the next campaign. Really, it's totally open-ended to ideas that we come up with between now and then. Let's start a new layer for new ideas. Later, Vrisvi. You're in a giant jungle city. There is a giant ape that throws potatoes. You have to make him learn the way of banana love. You must use fruit weaponry to defeat the veggie-wielding foe. You are trying to retake the city from ape kind. Elite special trained assassins that go behind enemy lines and kill generals, presidents, kings, queens. Oh, man. I'm not going to be checking my inbox soup during the stream. I'll have to check it later. Okay, well, it failed to filter that out. Must be having, must have a character limit to it.
And Justin has to portray Tails.
It doesn't fucking wait. Okay, apparently it needs some bug fixing. One thing that's nice, though, is that if anybody abuses it, I did turn on that it's required to have their actual Twitch name. So we can ban anybody who tries to abuse it. So we have to ban Ox now. That other idea from Nate was, since we couldn't fucking hear it, plot idea, you have to make a good Sanic game. Many have failed at this task. Do not take it lightly, and Justin has to portray Tails. Who asked you to zoom? Nobody. Wait, where's my fucking navigator? I'm so confused. Oh, it's on. It's fucking right here. There we go. There we go. Why is it fucking playing the theme over and over? It's set to random and it plays it twice? That's insane. Get the fuck out of here. It's absurd. It's in my playlist. I don't know. I probably don't have to have it in my playlist. I can probably just add it to the playback queue when I need it. Oh well, anyway. Oh. God, StreamTip really has a lot of problems, doesn't it? There. Fucking hell. Yeah, no April Fool's shit. It's just a travesty of a stream tonight. Dusty old Casino Roulette Handbook. This item can be used once a battle and grants the user a random spell to use once at any time during the battle. After that spell fades from your memory until the book decides to give it to you again. That's an interesting idea. Actually, I kind of like that idea. It's I like the concept of like just a normal looking item that has some SCP-like quality to it.
Do a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll, there it is. Oh yeah, that was another thing, was that I had to remove the did you do that, Star Fox? Because there's no way to set a delay time between, like, if you have an audio sound and then have, you know, set whatever the delay whatever delay you need, and then play the text-to-speech. So I don't know. It needs a couple enhancements to really be good, I think. But I did not put it on to be annoying. I thought it would actually be useful to just have those messages read out loud rather than me stopping the stream and reading them myself. I put it for convenience and not for trolling. Also, mainly, shiny new thing, and I just wanted to try shiny new thing. Because it had been a long time since I got an update for the StreamTip application. Spider Queen, based on Queen Shay. The nest can be hidden and can be spooked and send out spiders. I think one thing that we have to keep in mind for stuff is that the way it's going to work is that Rob's just going to have, like, these tokens that have, you know, whatever, like, here's a spider and here's another
We're
spider.
giving games the business. Punch trees with a quickness. Gone be a player till the break of dawn. Gone be a creeper and dig on and on and on. Gone mod DS and be an engineer.
Anyway, Rob's just gonna have these tokens, you know, like, oh, here's a bunch of spiders. And they're just gonna be sitting on, you know, a drawn area. Like in a room, and we go in the room, and then inside of the sort of fog, we have the spiders. So, I mean, there's various aspects to this. Like, when you say you're gonna have a bunch of, like, you want to have a spider queen, or you want to have spider nests, or something like that. So you kind of have to already have, like, the campaign has an area where we know that there's spider nests. You know, it's a room that just has nests, and maybe there's, you know, another area back here, and we use one of the bigger tokens, and there's the spider queen, you know. And we'd probably encounter these first. I suppose it's possible to do, because Rob could just be like, well, these are nests. If we want to have the nests be, like, dynamic, it would have to be not part of the map, but, like, we'd have to have a token. Like a token that would sit, like, you know, right here in the corner instead of having a web that's part of the map, and it's like literally like, here's a spider nest, and it's got like a little web on it. And then we have to get rid of this to stop him from making tons of copies of this. So I guess it is possible to do that idea. I like that concept. And we haven't had any spiders. And with spiders, there's all kinds of other possibilities of like poison, getting cocooned. What is it? Cocoon? I don't fucking know. I don't write cocoon ever. And it's one of those ones where it's like, cocoon, what is it? A U, an A, an O, an I, an E, a Y, a T? I think it's cocoon. 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 Cocoon senpai. But I like that. That makes some sense. So you guys, those of you who've seen how we did URealms, that was, you remember the tokens and stuff. So this is actually good because this helped me to kind of think about like how Rob would have to go about this, because we'd have to do this, any of this kind of stuff, we'd have to have spider icons made. So we'll draw nice spiders, draw a nice spider queen with a little crown on her head like I did. And then a spider nest could be, like I said, like with a web on it, or maybe some other idea of what a spider nest would look like. And then have that dynamic of, if we attack the spiders just keep dying, but they keep spawning from the spider nest. Like basically every time we kill one, Rob would just copy 2 more, and it would just like become exponential until we figure it out. And then have a token that's represents the nest that can be destroyed if we attack it. And the nest would probably be really easy to destroy, but it would be on the far side of the spiders, close to where the queen is, right? So we'd have to traverse through all this shit to get to here, but then you're in a pretty close range of the queen's spider sense. So there we go. Yeah, this is starting to feel, I was a little unsure of how to approach ideas, but this is starting to make a little bit more sense now.
This is attempt number to send this. Jesus fucking Christ, PayPal/stream tip. Also amend and ends are getting married. Amends for life.
Well, there you go. My resolution is 1440p, which is being downscaled to 720p for the purposes of the stream. I'm going to write some of these things down. Spider nest. Easy to kill. Spawns 2 spiders for each one killed. Spiders. Queen. Crown. That's an important note. Boss. I think that the queen should also spawn spiders.